sorry I'm a mess. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a rough couple of days. It's been a good couple of days, but it's a rough couple of days. We've been working our heinies off, and by that I mean Jim. I have been doing everything that I can, and it's really paying toll, taking the toll, excuse me, on my physical beings. We have a couple of things, so if you've watched this whole time, hi, thank you for joining us. If you haven't, welcome. My name's Jeri-Ann, that's my husband Jim. We're trying to remake our house over with several rooms at once. There's Jim. Hi, Jim. And we are in the process of, we don't have a storage facility or garage, anywhere to move our stuff into while we're doing our redecorating. So what we're doing is, I called it the intricate dance of, let's move this here till we move that there, until we move that there, and that's what we're up to. So what we have done so far, if you're just joining us, we have moved the dresser from in here, 2 dressers from in here into the den, which is Jim's office. The dresser that Jimmy will be using, the armoire that Jimmy will be using, is in there still because it was in there beforehand. It's in there, but the whole rest of the room is finished, except for decorating, except the actual decor part. Then what we have done is we have taken the guest room bed, the old queen size bed from the guest room. We have put it into the den, out of the way. We're gonna actually eventually move it out of the way entirely. Jim had made that suggestion, instead of getting a storage unit, just to keep, I mean, it's a really nice mattress, it's in really good shape, but my company really kind of almost needs a king most of the time. So we just have lots of different ideas. There's actually room on the floor in his office if we ever wanted to put that queen mattress down for like extra guests. Say we had like flood victims or whatever. Did you say that this morning?
I started to, but then because my brain kind of went blah, 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 and
okay.
I just kind of went done.
No, that's okay. So it's kind of like good. We'll have a place to store it. We'll be out of the visual way, out of Jim's way. And so what we have right now is, I'm in my bedroom. It is currently bedless, but it has my tall chest of drawers, the 2 nightstands, and then a bunch of stuff. We have 2 trunks that used to sit at the edge of our bed that are in here also. We have stuff from under our bed. We have stuff that came out of under the guest room bed that's now got to go back. And we're just going to kind of like straighten it up, do that kind of thing. The next step after we do this straightening is to rip the carpet up in here and lay down the floor and then put all the furniture back. I will tell you, I ordered my mattress from QVC on June 2nd. It is taking forever. It is almost the end of June, and they're saying that they made the label and it still hasn't been picked up by UPS. And when you call customer service, that's what they tell you. So I'm waiting and waiting. But I will tell you, the reviews on the mattress were 100% like 5-star, but the reviews that were negative on the mattress were that it took so long to get it. So I don't mind waiting because we don't need it right now. But the thing I wanted to tell you about that is, if we don't get it by like the 9th of June, then we're gonna have to do some like different bed situation. So that's where we are right now. I will give you a tour around the room. We have Jim's clothes that have been relocated to a basket for temporary.
Some of my clothes.
Some of his clothes,
all,
exactly.
Yeah.
There's this stacking thing that was in the corner, his nightstand, the headboard that we currently use in our room, my nightstand, and I have a rolling table that I like to use for extra stuff. And then my dresser back there, which still has to get the stuff off the top removed. And then down below we have some beds of giveaway clothes or garage sale clothes or whatever we're doing, the trunks, some of the storage that has to get taken care of, some of the clothes that has to get taken care of. I have a box of things that I have to ship away and memories. In the corner, I have no idea what's going on there. And then there's these bags of pillows and possibly sheets. Jim didn't know what they were. So then I have my portfolio from elementary and high school, and then more of Jim's dresser stuff, and then more of Jim's dresser stuff here. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So we're gonna pretty much just like set you up, do whatever we can. It's very warm, so forgive my appearance, but I'm not putting on more clothes. Don't worry, I'm not naked, but I'm just not putting on more clothes because it's too hot in here. It's too hot in this house. It's too hot in Missouri. It's too hot in the United States of America. I know I'm not saying anything to the people in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest.
Alaska?
The people in the Pacific Northwest who are dealing with 100-degree weather, and they're not used to it. So I know it's all relative. Sorry, guys. When you're me, you're hot all the time. So this is the before. Jimmy had removed the stuff that was under the bed and we put it off to the side. But what it ended up being, he thought it was sheets and extra pillows. It's actually a feather down pillow topper from my mattress, as well as a memory foam. The yellow one is like a 3-inch memory foam. That's like not the kind that's like an egg crate, the kind that's just like you buy and it's already wrapped. For our mattress. What Jim and I would like to do in the past was we would go like flip flop between a softer and firmer, and we would like put the fellow feather bed on, but then it would get lumpy, so we would take it off and we would live on the firm mattress for a while. So because we're at the stage where we're just going to get a new bed anyway, we're just going to leave this off for now. When we're ready to move out of this room, we'll go ahead and put these on. So we're just going to like shrink wrap them and put them into the guest room where the bed is for now. These Space Saver bags mostly really do work good. Every once in a while they get a hole and they have slow leaks. But what the problem with this one is because it's kind of like really hot now, and I probably vacuumed in it when it was cold. So it does have that heat fluctuation where it's like, heat makes things expand and contract and that kind of thing. So if you've never used these before, it always helps to sit on them. They have a little blue rubber flap, and you can get the initial vacuum, the initial air out by just sitting on it or pushing down on it and opening that little flap. And it really does work quickly, and it saves you a lot of vacuuming time. And then you can go, of course, hit it with the vacuum when you're done. So as I mentioned, the other one is actually like a memory foam topper. What we have on our bed now is like the egg crate kind that have like the wavy parts in the middle and the eggy crate parts on the side. I don't know what else you guys call them, but they're like foam mattress toppers that have like, they look like an egg crate almost, is what I always just called them. I always referred to them as. But this one, like as I mentioned, is actually like has a sewn cover. And I honestly have to tell you, I thought that the feather bed for the king size mattress was on the queen, because apparently it's falling off, and I thought that was just because it was too big, but it's not. That they have their own. So like I said, we're just going to leave these off for now, and when we move out of the guest room into our own room, we're going to go ahead and put them onto the guest room bed, just so maybe guests feel a little bit more comfortable. And then I'll survey people as they come. That's how it goes. How do you know what people like until they tell you? But the I guess the thing that is I'm really having to stress with all of this process is we're not able to do things, quote unquote, the correct way. The correct way would be to hire a professional. No, I'm kidding. The correct way would be to move everything out, to rip up the whole carpet, clean up the whole area, and start laying the tile. We're not able to do that, so we have to do things in stages. I have physical limitations and energy level issues and an injury. Jim is almost 50. He's really knocking it out of the park, but even him, he really needs to take a day to rest, or else he can overdo it as well. So we're just doing what we can when we can. And as I mentioned, this is just like it's Saturday. We normally take off on Friday. I kind of mentioned it to a friend and she didn't really get it, but the way we set up our schedule is we've decided to take off. Originally, we were just taking off Sunday and Wednesday. But we decided to take off Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, just because the work that we're doing is so physically laborious for us that we need to let our bodies rest, or else we can overdo it and really set ourselves back. So we're taking the time to like fill in when we have energy. So basically, instead of taking off Friday, we did such great progress on Thursday that Jim said, let's just keep going on Friday. So we decided to take off on Saturday, but then this is Saturday night, and he's like, I just want to go in there and do something. I'm like, that's okay, as long as I can sit, I can organize, I can do whatever you need me to do. But I will tell you, I did pay for it. If you follow the vlog channel, you've seen the vlog where it was the sip and sit Sunday, and I'm like DOA today. Today's Monday, and it's like on the couch and only the couch kind of thing. So if you're in the same boat as me, or if you're in a similar boat, please give yourself the grace go at your pace. Try to set yourself realistic goals and such. Okay. So those 2 quilts that we just folded and put into that little plastic box without a lid are just the 2 that we normally keep on our bed. Our bed, the air conditioning runs much cooler than the guest room bed right now. Our bed has a ceiling fan. The guest room bed does not. So we're not using the quilts when we're sleeping in the guest room bed, but we do use them for our bed on a regular basis, like all summer too. They're very, very lightweight. And we use like a blanket, a sheet, a cotton blanket, and then the black and white quilt is thinner than the white one. Usually the white one's just decorative in the summertime. But we just folded them to get them out of the way. Here's what we found. While Jim was rearranging the rooms, he found a bag of my clothes underneath the bed, and I really thought we had gone through everything. And it was kind of like a happy moment, because I have this long black dress that if I can find a picture of it, I will totally insert it in here, that I absolutely loved, and I thought it was missing. I actually thought like my sister borrowed it and didn't give it back, and then like cleaned out her closet, and because she got skinny, she'd get rid of it. Like, really, I did, but it's not the case. It was here. And these are all of my jeans, which I had already thought I had previously given away because of whatever. But when I looked at this box, I realized bag that I'm not dealing with it right now, just by the way, but that's what is over on the side. When I look at this bag, I realize that it's the stuff that I planned. It's cold weather stuff for when Jim and I said we wanted to have an RV and just stay in like cold weather areas. Like they're my jeans and my heavy shirts, like my long sleeve thick shirts and that kind of thing. So that's what that is, and we'll go through that in a minute. But that's what he put down on the side there. And what this is if you remember the previous videos, I said I just needed to get garment bags to put my winter hang up clothes in, and that's what this is. So this is just, the first one is just like flannel shirts, long sleeve shirts, and flannel shirts. The second one that we're going to do is going to be long dressy dresses, and then the third one is going to be long casual dresses. I need a variety of dressy and casual dresses for all the seasons. And like I said, these are just like cold weather clothes that we're putting away for the winter. If you watch the closet makeover video, you know that we did line up our seasonal boxes on one level this time, and we're going to lay these boxes on top of it. Garment bags, on top of those boxes, just to get them out of the way. Jim doesn't have quite as thick clothes, doesn't have quite as many seasonal clothes. We're all able to fit in the boxes in the basket. Mine do take up more room. Plus size clothes do have more material in them. You know, something's a 5X compared to a 1X. It does have more material on it, you can imagine. Plus, women have more varieties of clothes, which usually makes them have more clothes in general. But that's not a perfect rule of thumb. There's plenty of guys who are fashionophiles. So, anyway, so what I'm just doing is I'm laying the dresses totally flat, and then I'm folding the bottoms up. If you have long dresses and short garment bags, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I will tell you, I feel like as I was opening these, I was like a garment bag expert, and I had all these memories flash back from when we were in the marching band. And I remember being in the marching band and being like, always on the hunt for a really nice garment bag. Otherwise, we had to keep buying the cheap ones. And we really didn't have a lot of money back then, so it was like we really just had to buy the cheap ones. Or if we were able to afford to get my uniform dry cleaned, then I would use like the garment bag that came with the dry cleaner. So it's just, I was opening these and I was like, these are pretty good garment bags for what they are. I mean, they're technically meant to travel with, but I don't think that they would hold up for travel so much. But what I'm using them for, I thought that they were kind of expensive for their quality, to be honest with you, but they're okay. I mean, they're pretty decent quality. They were $9.99 each. They're really good. Like, it's a good nylon and there's good stitchings, but I won't really know how they'll hold up until I have them over time. So how something may feel, or I might perceive it, may necessarily might not be how it wears. Okay. Now, they each have strings at the top that you can tie around the hangers, which is what I'm doing here. But I've opted to also leave the hangers out. It will help Jimmy transfer the clothes to the top
of the closet if the hangers are sticking out, and he can get his fingers on the hangers. But once you tie on the hangers, you can actually tuck them in the garment bag if you want to. And this garment bag happens to have handles on both ends, which may also help you transfer from side to side. Okay? So what he's doing in the meantime is he is basically doing his own little organizing. He is taking all of his clothes and he is putting them in the office space. What I had asked him to do first and foremost was to take all the quilts out of the guest room. And I said office space, but I meant the guest room. I'm so sorry. I have a bunch of, I think I mentioned it, or I'm going to mention it, or I've mentioned it before. My brain is like, but I have a quilt collection that I'm making a quilt ladder for, eventually when we redo the guest room. So right, all of those right now I had piled onto the chest, the linen chest in there, and I just asked him to move them all into the office, just again temporarily until we have this whole thing switched around, and then they can go back into the guest room once we've moved out of this space. What I have here, as I've mentioned before, is all of these like t-shirts. They're kind of like collectors. This t-shirt I absolutely loved. It didn't have any sentimental value. It was just a really soft, like nice t-shirt. I know exactly where I got it from, and I remember I got it from the Lomans, yes, Lomans in Ohio, the big Lomans, not the little one. And it was just absolutely like the softest t-shirt to remember this trip by. But it doesn't say anything special, but it was just, that's why I kept it. But I did keep a couple of like more sentimental t-shirts. I have a t-shirt that I got when I took the ladies at the group home to Lake George, right before I stopped being their house manager. When my dad got sick, I took them on their trip to Lake George, and it was so much fun. That's my t-shirt. And then I have other t-shirts I'm going to give away. The one thing I did keep was I kept 2 dresses, my long black one, my cow print one, which I know kind of sounds funny, and then I kept my black pencil skirt, which I thought I had already thrown out. I was like, why did I throw out my pencil skirt? I want to get rid of the long skirts. I didn't want to get rid of the short skirt. So that's the other thing that I'm keeping. Everything else is going to go. I have an Islander t-shirt and a Mets t-shirt and a Lake George t-shirt. Those 3 I'm keeping. I'm putting them in my sentimental t-shirt bag that I made the last time. We're hanging up the 2 dresses and the skirt, and the rest of it is going to go in the giveaway garage sale box. Okay? I will tell you that this white holder here is to hold Space Saver bags. It came with the Space Saver bag set. The handles are not very sturdy. Once you go to pull them out, we always seem to snap a handle. But I did find very similar bags at the Target dollar spot at one point. So you can find them in other places. But I will tell you, as far as the keeping the smoke out, the Space Saver vacuum bags with inside this container in the guest room has really made these not smell at all, which is kind of amazing to me. All right. And then as far as all the jeans are concerned, I did talk to Jim. I was like, I don't know what to do about the jeans because I did save them for a reason. If we do move to a place that's got jeans, and he's like, do you have any jeans? And I was like, I have 2 pairs. And he's like, is that enough? And I was like, yeah, it really is. So there are jeans and sweatpants in here. We're going to basically get rid of all of them and just give them away. Sweatpants aren't very, they're not fancy. They're just from just my size from Walmart or whatever. And we're just going to put them off. That's it. I find that in my current state of hormones, basically the fact that I'm going through menopause, sweatpants are hit or miss because I'm either freezing or I'm sweating. But you know what? More likely than not, I'm sweating. So what I like to do is just throw a blanket on me. It's easier. I could throw it off a lot easier than getting changed 27 times a day. Just put the blanket on and off and on and off. So I'm very happy to say we filled up another bag of giveaway clothes. Technically, I think it ended up being 1.5 bags because we had a bag started already. Okay. I do hope we get to have a garage sale just because it would be nice to have the extra money. But if we don't and we end up donating it, that's okay too. Garage sales are a lot of work, but we do live in a good area for them. So I'm kind of hit or miss with it. I'm kind of 50-50 on the fence. Now the Space Saver bag that these clothes were in was in good shape, but the Space Saver bag that the seasonal clothes on the hangers were in was ripped. So I found a hole and I was just like, toss it. And that was that one. Just toss it. Okay. Now, originally I wanted to go through these trunks. These trunks both have bed linens of ours. One pretty much has, the only thing in the one pretty much is just a comforter and a quilt. The other one has like the sheet sets and extra pillowcases and stuff. So Jim and I talked about what we're going to do with that. And we're going to basically downsize it. What's good about it is because we're going to have a king size bed in the guest room now. So we'll be able to like split the linen storage, which will be good. And then in one of these black boxes, we're going to keep our rock band equipment, which we did have in here at one point. So we know it does fit. When these were in the living room, when I first got them, they were my living room coffee table. And when we first got them, that's what we had rock band stored in. So I know they fit. So this was a box that was under the bed and I wasn't sure what it was, but it is German lace curtains, my lace curtains, and some sheer curtains that I really love, plus an extra set of the toile curtains that are in the kitchen currently. Okay, so that was an okay already stored box the way it was. None of that is giveaway. It's all like family pieces and stuff. Okay.
I just wanted to jump on real quick to tell you guys that sometimes like today was supposed to be like, actually yesterday was supposed to be a day of rest. Then we're going to rest today. But then Jim has like, he just wants to get things done. And I totally appreciate that. My body is screaming at me. His body is screaming at him. So sometimes you just do like, look, we have a burst of energy. Let's utilize that burst the best we can. And it's okay. It's okay to work for 30 hard minutes or an hour of full force moving and then to like relax the rest of the day. If that's what your body will allow you to do. Jim already said that like after our dinner settles and our food settles, maybe if he feels good, he'll want to come back in here, and that's okay. I'm on board with that. So we have some more storage solutions, like our collection of baseball caps. Both Jim and I have very sentimental baseball caps that the only ones we saved were ones that really meant stuff to us. So we have a storage solution coming from Amazon that was relatively inexpensive that I'm excited about. To get them off the back of the door, and then we have to pull decor off the walls and do like the rest. But if you take a look around real quick, but we still have that little bit of stuff there. He moved most of the stuff that was on his dresser that was closed. We have that little bit of stuff there. Those boxes are empty, those bags are full and they need to go out. The stuff from his clothes that were here is gone. And then I created these 3 garment bags. You can see it. These 3 garment bags out of the one bag that was in the corner there. So we're good. I'm happy. He's happy. I am so grateful that we both have the grace for each other as well as ourselves to allow us to work when we can and relax when we need to. And I'm so very grateful for all of you for joining us, because it really does make me feel like I have help. One of they call it, oh gosh, I just learned the term. I forget it now. But I just learned there's a thing when you have ADD that to have a person with you gives you sort of accountability plus encouragement. And I think you guys do that for me. Even though you're not physically here, I know that you're here. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So hopefully I can do the same thing for you. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.